This channel, Animated History, started posting in October, 11 videos, 40,000 subscribers, and their Russian history video pulled in 587,000 views in 3 weeks. Every video does the same simple thing. It takes a massive sweep of history, 2,000 years of Japan, 1,500 years of Russia, and compresses it into one animated documentary that people actually finish. But here's the thing, they say every scene is hand-drawn, frame by real animators. That's weeks of work and thousands of dollars per video. And that cost is the only reason nobody competes with them. So in this video, I'm going to build a video similar to the one on their channel using AI, just like this.
Your history class taught you about kings, queens, and tea. It skipped the part where the British Empire starved, burned, and buried the evidence. Like Bengal, 1943. Up to 3 million people starved, while Britain kept exporting their rice. Churchill's response? He blamed the victims. Or Kenya, 1950s. Thousands locked in detention camps. Tortured. And in 2011, we found out why nobody knew. The files were deliberately destroyed. Operation Legacy. As the empire collapsed, officials burned thousands of documents across 24 colonies. If it looked bad, into the fire. Tasmania, within 70 years of British arrival, nearly the entire Aboriginal population was gone. History books called it settlement. And the opium? Britain fought 2 wars to force drugs into China, then wrote itself up as the civilized one. This is just what survived the fires. Imagine what
research, script, character sheets, images, animation, voiceover, thumbnail, all of it inside one platform. Let's get into it. All right, let me walk you through the tool first, because everything today happens in one place. Today we're using Abacus AI. It has everything we need in one place: chat, images, video, and voiceover. So instead of paying for 4 separate tools, it's all here, and it costs $20 a month. Links in the description if you want to follow along. Now, once you come into the platform, you're going to see an interface like this. On the left-hand side, you've got your projects and your chats. On the upper side, you've got apps, tasks, and experts. And when you click on the image up top, you'll see 3 things: image, video, and speech. We'll be using all 3 today. That's the whole video, one platform, one workflow, and CapCut at the very end just to stitch it together. One thing before we start, I'm building a 1-minute version here so you can see the whole pipeline end to end in a single sitting. The process is identical at 30 minutes. You just run more scenes. So the first step is research. And this is the step that separates people who copy a niche from people who understand it. We're not guessing what to make. We're pulling the winning formula straight out of the channel that already proved it works. So go into a new chat. You'll see the model picker. You can click on auto or you can pick the model yourself. Today I am using Claude Fable 5. Now I want to be honest here, Fable 5 will burn a few more credits than usual. It's the most powerful model available in here right now, and for this job that's worth it, because research is the one step which defines the whole build. Now let's drop in the prompt, hit enter, and let's see what it generates. And as you can see, it's going and searching the web itself, pulling the channel live. That's exactly what we wanted. Now look at this, it gave us the confirmed video titles and the title formula. That part is solid, but it also told us straight up that a few things it could not retrieve. The exact views per video, some of the deeper data. Good. That's the model being honest instead of inventing numbers. So let's fix it manually. And I'm telling you now, this next step is the one people skip, and it's the one that decides whether your script is good or bad. Now, let's go back to that channel, copy a few of the video links and paste them straight into the same chat. 3 videos, that's it. And notice, I'm not writing a prompt here, I'm just dropping the URLs in. The chat already knows what we're doing from the last message, so the links are the instructions. Click enter and let it analyze the story arcs. Now, I want you to actually understand why we pasted those. If you don't paste the URLs, the model never understands how the script, the video, and the arc are actually structured. And a model that doesn't understand the arc cannot write you a script. It'll write you a generic history essay. That's why you have to paste the URLs. And I'm showing you the simplest possible way to do this. You could stack all of it into one massive prompt. But when you do that and the output comes back wrong, you have no idea which part broke. That's why I like to do it this way. All right? If you see here, it breaks down video 1, video 2, video 3, and then it lands on the repeatable formula. The same opening structure every single time, and that's not a style, that's a machine. Same open, same engine, same contrast every single time. And once you can see the machine, you can build one. So we have the machine, but a machine with nothing to build is useless. And what we feed it first is not the script. Now, before a single line of script gets written, we lock the title because in this format, the title is the video, same chat, same context. Now give me 10 titles in the channel's format, ranked by overperforming topics. Click enter and let's wait. And there it is. 10 ideas that can genuinely work in this format. It even combined the top 5 for us, and it's now offering thumbnail text and hook lines on top. I'm taking idea 1, the hidden atrocities of the British Empire. And notice, I didn't invent that title. The research proposed it, based on what's already winning on that channel. And before we move on, every prompt you're seeing today, the research prompt, the character sheet prompt, and the video prompts. Just comment history below and I'll send them to you. Now, let's get to the script. All right, the formula, the arc, the titles are sitting in this chat. Now, I'm going to paste in a bigger prompt. I'm asking for a scene-by-scene breakdown, and inside every scene, I want the environment described, the appearance described, everything a generator would need. And I'm telling it, I'm choosing the first idea. Let's go ahead and click it, and let's see what it generates for us. Okay, so if you see here, it's given us a 1-minute script, it's given us the master character sheet, and it's given us a scene-by-scene breakdown, 8 scenes. And now it's asking us whether we want to generate the 8 images. And the answer is no, not yet. Because if you say yes right now, your character is going to drift. Different face in scene 1, different face in scene 5. That's the single most obvious tell of an AI-made video. And it's the reason most of these builds fall apart. Therefore, before we generate any scene, we log the character. So what I'm going to do is tell it I'm attaching a reference, and I want it to build the character reference sheet from that. Click the plus add from files. You'll see I've already got the image in there. This is the one I'm attaching, and drop in the prompt. We'll attach the reference image, so use that to create a character sheet first and hit enter. Now, if you see, it generated the character sheet and it's looking really good. Multiple angles, one consistent character. This is now our reference for every single task we perform from here on out. Every scene, every video clip, the thumbnail, all of it points back to this one sheet. Now let's build the scenes. All right, if you see here, it is again asking us whether we want to generate those 8 scenes. Now we say yes, go ahead. And here's what I want you to notice. The old way of doing this was take scene 1, walk over to the image section, generate it, come back, take scene 2, repeat 8 times. You don't have to do that anymore. It generates all of them right inside the chat with the character sheet already sitting in context. The default image model here is GPT Image 2, which is exactly what we wanted anyway, so I'm leaving it alone. If you want a different model, you can just ask it to switch. Let's wait until all images are generated, okay? So if you see here all 8 scenes and the character is pretty much consistent across every one of them, that is entirely because of the character sheet. But look closely at scenes 1 and 8, the hands. They don't match the other scenes. And this is the thing about image models. The hands are always the first thing to break. So I'm just going to tell it, in the same chat, first scene hand and last scene hand are not consistent. It is a stick figure. Make both the scene's hands the same as the other scenes. Hit enter, and let's see what happens. You can already see it saying, fixing scene 1. And now, this image is looking good. That's it. Images are done. But 8 still images are not a video. And this next step is where character consistency either rolls or it doesn't. The next step is turning those stills into video. But before we touch the video tool, we're going to get the prompts from Abacus itself. Don't write these by hand. The chat already knows your script and your scenes, so it will write far better motion prompts than you will. Now drop this into the chat box, and there we go. All 8 scene prompts, one per scene. Now the next step is to generate the clips. Alright, let me walk you through the video section. Copy the first prompt from here. Go up to the top section where you saw the image and click on the video. Once you come into the video tool, drop your prompt first. That's the first thing you do, then click the plus. Click upload from computer. I've already downloaded my images, so I'm just picking the first one it generated. Now do not click on auto here. Pick the model yourself. I'm using Gemini Omni Flash, and here's why. For this specific build, it takes a reference image and actually holds it. The character doesn't drift halfway through the clip. So select Gemini Omni Flash, 8 seconds, 16 by 9, set all 3. You'll also see 3 dots that will rewrite your prompt for you. I don't want that. The prompt already came from the same chat that wrote the script, so I'm keeping it exactly as it is. And the important part, you have to attach the reference image. In this case, it is the first scene of the script. That's the piece that keeps your character locked. Drop it in, hit enter. Let's wait and see what it makes. Look at it. Clean, no morphing, no drift, character holds. That's the one. And now you just do that for all 8 scenes. Same prompt structure, same model, same reference image. Let me finish the rest of the videos. Alright, all 8 videos are generated, but watch them back with the sound off and you'll notice something missing. There's no voice. And in a documentary, the voice is the video. Therefore, the next thing we need is the narration. And we do not leave the platform for this. Go back to the home page, click on the image up top, and you'll see an option for speech. Click on that. Once you come into speech, paste your script, whatever the chat gave you, and then look at the voice options because there are multiple in here. I'm choosing Harry for this one. Underneath, it's running the ElevenLabs text-to-speech model. That's the same engine most of the big faceless channels are paying for separately, and it's just sitting inside the platform. Click generate and listen to that.
Your history class taught you about kings, queens, and tea. It skipped the part where the British Empire starved, burned, and buried the evidence. Like Bengal, 1943.
The audio is clean, the pacing is right, and it sounds like a documentary. Let's go ahead and download it. Now, we have every single piece, 8 clips, 1 voiceover. They just aren't a video yet. So let's go and stitch everything together. Now we leave Abacus. This is the one step it doesn't cover. Once you come into CapCut, import everything, all 8 clips and the voiceover you just downloaded. I'm going to quickly place it all together, each clip against the narration line it belongs to. That's the whole edit. The voiceover is your spine. The clips sit on top in order. And if you see here, I've matched every single beat to its scene. Let's quickly watch it.
Your history class taught you about kings, queens, and tea. It skipped the part where the British Empire starved, burned, and buried the evidence. Like Bengal, 1943. Up to 3 million people starved, while Britain kept exporting their rice. Churchill's response? He blamed the victims. Or Kenya, 1950s. Thousands locked in detention camps. Tortured. And in 2011, we found out why nobody knew. The files were deliberately destroyed. Operation Legacy. As the empire collapsed, officials burned thousands of documents across 24 colonies. If it looked bad, into the fire. Tasmania, within 70 years of British arrival, nearly the entire Aboriginal population was gone. History books called it settlement. And the opium? Britain fought 2 wars to force drugs into China, then wrote itself up as the civilized one. This is just what survived the fires. Imagine what didn't. Subscribe, because the next story they buried is even worse.
That's the video. 8 scenes or 1 character, 1 afternoon. Now, if you want music behind it, you've got the YouTube audio library, which is free and safe for monetized channels, or CapCut's own built-in audio. I'm skipping it for this build, but that layer is what separates a video that feels AI made from one that feels produced. But you could build the best video on that channel and still get 0 views because nobody has clicked yet. So the last step is to generate the thumbnail, and this one has a trick to it. For that, we need to go back to the Abacus AI again. Go into a new chat and drop your script first. That gives the model the context of what the video actually is before it tries to design anything for it. Then click the plus upload from the computer, and I'm attaching a reference. I literally just screenshotted one of their thumbnails from the channel and dropped the script and asked it to generate a thumbnail based on the script. And here's the part worth knowing. You could do this over in the image section instead, but the chat section processes the script better. It understands what the video is about, not just what the picture should look like. That's why I do thumbnails in chat. And there it is. That's pretty solid. And that's the full video packaged. So that's the whole system. Research the formula with Fable 5, paste the URLs so it learns the arc, let the research propose the title, script and character sheet in the same chat, fact check it, lock the character before you generate a single scene, 8 images with GPT Image 2, 8 clips with Omni Flash, reference image attached every time, voiceover in speech, assembly in CapCut, thumbnail in a fresh chat, all in one platform. But here's the real takeaway. Go and read that channel's description. It literally says, no AI shortcuts. Every scene is hand-drawn, frame by real artists. And that's true, that's real work. But that's a promise about how the video gets made. Nobody is watching a history documentary and thinking about how it got made. They're just watching because the story is good. That's the whole thing. Their real advantage was never the animation. It's the research and the story arc. The stuff we spent the first half of this video pulling apart. That part is still hard. So the animation isn't what's keeping people out. The cost is. And the cost just dropped. And if you don't want to figure this out alone, this is exactly what we do every week inside Accelerate. It's my community of faceless builders. We break down channels like this one beat by beat. We share the workflows that are actually working right now, and we build alongside each other. The link to join is in the description. Come build with us.